Hey, welcome back to our YouTube channel, and today I'm going to show you how to get started with Spring Boot. If you have seen my previous video, I showed you how you building a Spring Boot application in Docker using Docker support on Spring Boot. But after that video, I have come to realize that all the people watch my video are not that advanced, or they are not senior developers, so I decided, wait, maybe I should go slow and show you how I've done everything in the process. So there is something called Spring Boot initializer, and Spring Boot initializer is a tool that helps you to get started with Spring Boot. Basically, it's going to craft your Spring Boot application, and after that you'll be able to be up and running with Spring Boot. Of course, there's if you're going to use Gradle, you can see here, let me see, you can see we have two options. We have to either choose Maven Project or Gradle Project. So if you are a PHP developer, you already know these tools. These are the tools that help you. Sorry, if you are Java developer, because you're already familiar with this tool, Maven Project or Gradle. So Maven is one way you can use to package and run Java project, and Gradle is the same but doing things differently. So for me, I use Maven. So if you don't have Maven installed on your machine, please install it first, then you'll be able to run the command. So now we have to choose either Maven or Gradle. I'm going to go with the Maven option, and because I'm in love with Kotlin, so I'm going to choose Kotlin. But you can either choose Java or Kotlin or Groovy. It's up to you to choose whatever you want to choose. So right now I'm going to choose 2.41, but there is also 2.42, and I'm going to choose this snapshot because I like to test new stuff. And I'm going to choose the package, and this time it's going to be the com.example, and this is just for Java to locate your files inside the Java namespaces. So right now I'm going to call it demo maybe 12, just to be specific. I like to put number at the end, and at the end you need to choose either if you want to use the jar, like when you package your application, how are you going to package your application? Is it going to be a jar file, or is it going to be a WAR file? So either you need to choose, is it going to use the Java 11, 15 or 8? So right now I'm going to stick with 11 because I have the Java 11 installed on my system. And another part you have to look at is the dependencies. So I will explain after scaffolding what is a dependency, but for now you have to know that the Spring Boot saves the dependencies in a file called pom file. So we're going to create this. We are going maybe to add the dev tool. So, and we are going also to add the Spring Boot configuration processor. I think that is fine also. So again, I don't know any of these dependencies, but I know I need them because I'm not a Spring professional developer. I just develop Spring just for fun and just for teaching you guys about the new technology, because I am already a senior developer, which means I can understand more than one programming language at the same time. And this is why I'm a RAID IT engineer. And we add these things, and I add these repository things. Let's also add this session. Let's add also, okay, I think that's enough. Okay, now we have everything we want, then we can generate the project. This is going to generate the project for us, and it's going to download it. And I'm going to save it in download for now. So you can see that the zip folder is downloaded. I'm going to open it to open the containing folder, and I'm going to extract here, and with that I'll be able to open the same folder. So I'm going to open the command prompt here, or bash. Then with bash I'm going to open the same folder with in VS Code. So I'm going to open this folder in VS Code. Then after that I'm going to run this Spring Boot application. So with that said, I'm going to go to the, so you're going to say, okay, you have the Maven project, you want to open it? Yes. And I'm going to just ignore this, I don't know what it means. So I just want to show you, because I have chosen the Maven. Now we have the Maven things here, and we have our dependencies that we have included inside our project. So all dependencies, all the Java classes you are going to require for your project, you are going to add them as dependencies inside your POM file. This is very important, because at a point of time when you are developing, you need to have a dependencies or a dependency that you are going to depend on in order to develop your application. So that's just one thing. So if we go inside the source and go to main Kotlin, and we can see that demo 12 application is now scaffolded. And because I don't have the Kotlin support for my VS Code, let me search it in the VS extension ecosystem. Then we can start all these Kotlin support. Then after that it will be able to just be able to highlight the Kotlin code we are writing. So we can see that now our Kotlin code will be highlighted now. So now the next things is to run this project. So the first things I'm gonna do is go to terminal, then run Maven, which is MVN, then Spring Boot run. So once you have the Maven installed in your system, you'll be able to have this Maven or MVN command in your system. So now with this, it's going to start our application and be able to, but first of all, because we have the dependencies that are not yet downloaded with our system, it's going to go and download those dependencies for us, and after done downloading it, put inside it in our project. Then we'll be able to run our project on port 8080. So it's going to go and do its things, download the dependencies and have them up and running. Wait a little bit, wait the dependencies to be downloaded. Wait. It's going to take a little bit of time, but my internet is just so fast, and I'm going to just wait a little bit of like some seconds in order for us to see the project up and running. So this is the first introduction of how you can get Spring Boot project up and running, and in the next tutorials I'll be showing you the basic stuff of like how you can save the data in a database in MySQL, how can you create a controller, how can you create repositories, how can you create services, and so forth. Because what is known for Spring Boot is its ability to create services or microservices. Though the PHP, the other project, the other framework, the other programming language can do that, but the JavaScript Spring Boot has the record to do it better than other programming language or framework, and that's why it is more preferably using the Java Spring Boot than other framework. But that is my opinion. It also goes with the choice of the team and how they want to implement what are the skill set the team has in order to implement a certain solution and so forth. So you can see that the initializing is about like 42%. So we're going to wait for the download to complete, then we'll be able to run the project on port 8080, and after that I will come back and explain to you what we have done so far. But we have done nothing at all. We just created a simple project, Maven. I think the important things here to note is this tool called Spring Initializer, because with this tool you are able to just scaffold everything you need for Spring project, which can be tiresome if you do it manually. So you can do it obviously manually, but you're going to face a lot of trouble, which is obviously something you don't want to do. You just want to simplify your life, because what is hard is not to create this folder structure that we are given by this Spring Boot initializer, but in fact what is so hard in software development is to create the product itself. So I've seen a lot of junior developers starting creating the project, and they spend a lot of time trying to understand everything, like why does these things, why do we have this folder, why do we have this help.md, this mvn, whatever. You know what, that is not important, that is not required at all. What is required for you is to be able to run the project, troubleshoot the problem, know where you can find the files, how you can add the files, understanding the logic of software development, understanding the algorithm and so forth. Once you have that and you understand the algorithm itself and the language, the language. So think it like this way. In order for someone to go to a specific country and be able to navigate within that country, he need to be able to understand the language used in that country. So once he has some basic words to use, like such as of like getting food from the restaurant or navigating from point A to point B without being blocked, that is the basic things required for you in order to survive in any country that they speak the different languages that you use. That the same story applied to programming. They said that you're already familiar with PHP, and you went to another country where they say they speak Java, and Java is not your primary language, but you know there's some few keywords that you can use. So then you start running and you start just having some keywords that when you use these keywords are going to be entirely the Java. So by that you are able to navigate with the Java words, and you are able to communicate a little bit, and as you keep using the Java you get familiar with it. So that's what you should be focusing to if you are especially a junior developer, is to understanding the basic of programming language you are using, some keywords, and also know how to run the Hello World application, which is what I'm showing you right now. So you don't have to understand really at the moment why do we have this and that and so forth, because that is already the advanced senior software development or developer, but you don't have to know all of that at the moment. Just need to know, like, hey, if I need to run the Spring Boot, this is what I do. I have to go to Spring Boot initializer and initialize the project, and after initializing everything I want, I download the zip folder. Then with the zip folder I can be able to to run Spring Boot, let me remind you the command I ran in order for these things to show up here. So I need to go to the terminal and run the Maven Spring Boot run. So this is just the only command you need to know at the moment. So once you know this command, then you can run your project and have the hello world running. So once you have the hello world in any programming language, that is the plus point you have. At least you can show somebody that you know how to run the hello world. The next part will be to modify the hello world, maybe change from hello world to hello Kigali or anything. So once you have all that in place, you know how to generate a project and you know how to run the hello world, then you can move to the second part where you can learn the algorithm. Let's say like I need to add two numbers. Now I need to take 1 plus 1, I need to see 2 on the screen. So that is the next step. Now we know how to put the logic to the code base you're trying to build. So basically those are the key points that every junior software developer should focus on. Having those under your belt will help you to grasp any programming language skill at any moment with no hiccup. So is this download is taking too much time? Basically because, let me show you why it is taking so much time. We have so many dependencies that we have added. So many, you can see like it is downloading everything that that we don't even need, but I added those dependencies for you guys to see how we can add dependencies that we want. But the more dependencies you add to your project, the more download is going to happen or require. So which is not advisable for your project, because it's going to affect your project size and so forth. For you, you need to only know the dependencies that you are going to require and use inside your project. Once you understand the dependencies that you need, then you only install those. So so now our project is now scaffolded, and you can see that okay, I can see the project didn't start because there is already a port. The port is being used. So let me open my Docker and stop the project that is running on that port. Yeah, so this is another thing. Like if you have a project that is listening to the, but I can even can I change it? Okay, I cannot change it. So I have to go here and I have to, you can see that this project was listening on port 8080, which is my Docker project. So what I'm going to do is to stop this container so that it doesn't bother me with showing you guys how it works. So let me start again. This will be another opportunity to show you, like after download, how does it happen. So it's now have downloaded all the dependencies. I'm going to run the same command, Maven Spring Boot run, and because we have already downloaded the dependencies, the command is not going to download the dependencies again, but it's going to go straight forward to run the project for me. So once I have that, I think for this time it won't fail, because like there's no application listening to the same port. So now it's up and running. Okay, and we can go back to here and listen to port 8080. Now we have our Spring Boot application up and running. This is a success. Now this is what I was saying, like you need to have the Hello World application running. So if you cannot have the Hello World application up and running and understand this small concept, there's no way you can even move forward to a more complex of building the full working application. I hope this video helped you to get started with Spring Boot application. So if I get time in my free time after my daily job, I'll be making more video about Spring Boot too. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.